Hey guys and gals, it's Amy here coming at you with a movie review. First one, if you like it, I'll keep them up. If not, I'll probably keep them up anyway because it's fun for me. What's my first pick? I'm glad you asked. This is a movie very special and dear to my heart. It was probably my very first favorite scary movie. There's a couple of reasons. I'll get into that later. But let me just come at you with a visual. That's right. The original 1985 Fright Night. It's music to my ears. Just the title, I love it so much. Okay, let me just run down some facts, right? The cast: Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Amanda Bears. Choose for yourself. Stephen Joffrey's Roddy McDowall. There's some more, but those are the main characters. The gist of this movie. William Ragsdale plays a teenager who gets a new neighbor moving in next door. The neighbor's a little creepy. Starts to wonder, like, what's up with this dude? Come to find out, vampire. And not the, sparkly teenagery ones. Not putting those down, love those too. But the real, like, super scary, turn into a bat, original, coming to suck your blood, the real, original, scary vampire. So he spends basically the rest of the movie trying to convince people that this dude, Jerry Dandridge, is in fact a vampire and he needs help to kill him. It goes along with the old, kind of rules of a vampire movie. They have to be invited in. They're very sexy and gorgeous and will kind of, put people under a spell to get them to do what they want. Just the old school, really chill, good kind of vampire movies. I'm not going to get into more of the storyline because I hate spoilers. I hate spoilers, and I'm not going to give them to you. But I will go ahead and tell you why this is probably my favorite vampire movie. Two reasons. First reason, Chris Sarandon. Dreams are made of that man. He grew up right here in Beckley, West Virginia, graduated from Woodrow Wilson High School, which I love. He went on to do, of course, Fright Night is probably his most famous role, but he went on to do other things, like he played the necromancer in Charmed. I think he was the voice of Jack Skellington. I think so. Might want to check me on that. He played the prince in The Princess Bride. I don't know if you've seen that movie. If you haven't, check it out. Not scary, but just for him, right? He was my first celebrity crush. I thought this man was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen when I watched this movie. Okay, so that's number one, why this is my top pick for vampire movies and why you should watch it. Number two reason is because there is a scene at a nightclub. I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm going to tell you who's involved. But if you ask anyone my age or close to it about that scene, they will tell you it is the absolute best scene in the movie and the reason why we all watch it over and over. So, there's my why you should watch it. A little bit about the actors, other than Chris, because I know he's the most important one, but there are others. William Ragsdale, the main character, plays Charlie, the teenager who's freaked out by his neighbor. He doesn't really, he goes on to do a lot more things, but they're not really as well known as this role. After watching this movie, you'll probably recognize him as the so and so and this and that you watched before, but they're not really big, well known roles. Amanda Beers, she plays Amy. She is Charlie's girlfriend in the movie. She went on her probably most famous role other than this movie. She plays the antagonistic next door neighbor of Al Bundy in Married with Children, which who doesn't love that show? And who doesn't love Marcy Darcy, right? Just because she gets on Al's nerves. Stephen Joffrey's, he plays Charlie's best friend, Evil. He goes on to do quite a few horror films, not very well known. And he kind of did a little stint in porn for a while and then came back to horror films. You know, check that out at your own pleasure and risk. And then Roddy McDowall, he plays the older gentleman who Charlie just has been obsessed with because he's a character on TV. But Charlie gets a little confused thinking that he really is that is who he is in real life. So he thinks that he is the perfect person to help him, take Jerry Dandridge out. But Peter Vincent is the name of the character. You will recognize him from other things as well. He is also not, this is probably his most famous role, I would say, for horror film lovers anyway. But yeah, 1985 version is the best. I do know they made a remake, and Colin Farrell plays Jerry Dandridge, and I know Colin Farrell has a huge following, and I'm sure all of his fans think he's the best. But, and let me tell you, I have seen on social media these little posts about who's the best vampire, and it's got, Kiefer Sutherland, which I love him. He is amazing. He is an excellent vampire in The Lost Boys. He is always a really good bad guy. He's a bad guy in almost everything. Like he did really well in Stand By Me. And of course, we all loved him in A Time to Kill. And so he's an amazing, amazing bad guy and vampire. Very sexy. Not going to argue. But whenever they mention Jerry Dandridge, it's always Colin and never Chris. And that really upsets me because if they would put Chris on there, I would vote for him every time. If you like remakes, go ahead and watch the remake with Colin Farrell. I don't think it's even nearly as good, and not because of the casting. It just wasn't as good. And maybe I'm a little biased. I will admit I'm a little biased, but I'm just gonna call it like it is. It's not as good as the original. It's just not. He's not as sexy as Chris Sarandon in this role. The storyline isn't as intriguing as the original. I mean, it's just the original is better. So, anyways, if you like remakes, definitely watch it. And I'm the kind of person, the way I rank movies is loved it, will watch it over and over and over again for the rest of my life. Liked it, will probably watch it every once in a while during a certain period. Like if it's a Christmas movie, I'll only watch it at Christmas or whatever. Just kind of like there's a reason why I rewatch it at a certain time in my life. It was okay, definitely worth a watch. Probably not going to add it to my collection. Probably not going to, put it on the replay, but definitely worth one watch. Very few movies will ever make it in the bottom of my list of it's a waste of your time. Don't bother. Pretend you never heard of it. So the remake's definitely not going to go in there. It goes in the worth a watch. Probably not going to rewatch it, but watch it just to say that you watched it, right? Okay. The original had a sequel. Again, I'm not going to say I was a fan of it. They did bring back Charlie and Vincent to, do this new storyline, which to me was not as good as the original, which it's hard to make a sequel that's as good or better than the original. I mean, come on. We know that, like, to be very few make it better, like Terminator 2, arguably Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. So very few can make a sequel that's better than the original. But to make it as good as the first is a struggle, and this is not as good as the first. It's just not. Again, it's a movie that, if you're the kind of person who likes to complete a series, like if you watch the first one, you want to watch the other ones just to complete the story, then definitely watch it. But if you're looking for a movie that's going to blow your mind, or you're going to think, oh, that was so great, probably not for you. But that concludes it. That's about all I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Just not going to do it. Um, oh, let me complain about this. Let's see if you can notice. Okay, you see that? It says 3 names: Chris, Roddy, and Amanda. Who, some of the main characters. But what's the main character's name? Charlie? Was that actor's name on here? Shouldn't his name be on the cover? He's the main character. I'm just saying that was kind of a low blow. But I'm not going to complain about the movie. That's the only complaint, is that the main character's name was not listed above here. I guess I should say Chris Sarandon's name's on there, and that's all that matters. Mm. Yes. Yes, Hunty. Yes. All right, that concludes it. That's all I'm giving you for Fright Night. If you have a movie that you want me to discuss because you love it, send it at me. If there's a movie you've heard of and you want to know if you should watch it and you want my opinion of it, send it at me. It doesn't have to be scary movies. I will watch anything. Anything. But send them at me. Let us know if you like this whole concept of movie reviews. Let us know if you want it once a week, twice a week, 5 days a week, whatever. Give us your honest opinion. Until next time, guys and girls, this is Amy. Watch those movies.